Hi guys, welcome to an episode of Trident Talks. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Ron, the CEO and co-founder of Aryon Security. How you doing, Ron?
Hey, very intense period of time, but I'm doing okay according to circumstances, and very happy to be here.
Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I understand obviously there's lots going on at the moment, but I appreciate you taking time. Um, Look, so just kind of for the viewers maybe that don't know you guys have recently out of stealth raised some capital seed funding and already making waves within the cloud security space. Do you mind giving me a brief overview of yourself and then touching on Arion and the business, please?
Sure. So my name is Ron. I am born and raised in Israel, in Tel Aviv. Served in the cyber defense unit for 7 years, together with my two amazing co-founders, Ariel and Yair. Later on, I initiated a startup called Cyberilium, in which I was a COO. Our product was acquired by Sai and then initiated Aryon. So what we do in general is we are changing the way cloud security works today. Today, everything is very reactive. People are finding problems thanks to the CSPMs or the CNAPs. They are finding problems in the cloud environments, violations, misconfigurations, vulnerabilities. And then after the CNAPs or the CSPMs finds them, the teams are fixing them. And this remediation process is very complex, very hard. We try to break this equation and change it. And instead of finding problems, fixing them over and over again, we're preventing things from the very beginning.
Nice. Appreciate that. And to talk to me a little bit about, so look, the cloud security space specifically right now is hot. It's one of the hottest spaces to be in. Um, and obviously one of the most successful Israeli vendors of our time, if not all-round vendors in the world, Wiz, are obviously well known for the work that they've done in the cloud security space. Talk to me about like being an Israeli founder, watching what Wiz have done, like, was there some sort of influence there on what those guys do? Like, I appreciate you guys are in your own lane and you're trying to build what you're building, but do you look at companies like that and think, okay, they've done it, like, we could do something similar? Is the plan to grow as big as Wiz? And we can go on to like kind of recruitment and stuff and how you scale a team, but be good to know like where your thought process is when you see a Wiz blow up and explode and sell. Like, does that motivate you? Does that, does that make things more exciting?
So I think that Wiz is a great motivation, and I think they did something that is really amazing. Before Wiz, there has been a lot of mess in the cloud, and Wiz changed it. I mean, Wiz kind of solved the visibility problem in the cloud. When we raised money, we did not know what we were going to do. We were without an idea, and we did a very deep dive process of ideation. And when we talked with CISOs and cloud architects and head of cloud in many organizations, above 150, we heard from all of them that thanks to Wiz and the other Synapse products, they know what they have in their environment. And what we are doing is doing something which does not compete with Wiz. It goes hand by hand with Wiz. Wiz finds a problem, and we're going to prevent most of them. And our dream, our goal, and the vision is in the end go out of cloud security in general and do prevention for many other things, for network security, for compliance, for identity. So our dream is to build a company which is big as Wiz or even bigger, but for sure Wiz is a model in many aspects. And we are very proud to as Israelis to have a company like Wiz.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. One of the biggest success stories of our time, right? If not ever. And whether we see like a company grow so quickly and sell for what Wiz did again, who knows? Um, so I know what you guys are doing. You guys are utilizing AI within the product, right?
Sure.
Which again, AI nowadays is everywhere. I think some companies are using it in like real beneficial ways, like what you guys are doing. But there's also companies that are saying they use AI and it's kind of not true AI. It's, machine learning with a few buzzwords around it. How does your product use AI and what advantage does that kind of give you over, I guess, competitors or other companies that are doing cloud security or cloud prevention like security?
First of all, I think that no matter if you use AI, everyone says they use AI, and that's
Yeah.
it's a new cyber term, and now everyone is doing that. For us, it's really very efficient. On one hand, like every SaaS company who develops products it helps with efficiency and everything is much faster, much more efficient. That's for one. But the second thing for us, which is super relevant using AI, is that it helps us create our policies based on AI and very tailor-made to the organizations. So in the beginning, of course, we do it manually, but thanks to using AI and many complex models, we can do it automatically, and that gives us a big advantage for what has been a few years ago. And about competitors, I'm sure they're using AI as well, but we have our own methods of doing it.
Nice. Thanks for the insight. Look, one thing I always like to touch on when I speak to early stage founders, and even more so when I speak to second time founders, because they've kind of been there and done a successful exit and are now building again, is um, when you're building an early stage company and you're bringing people in to essentially be the life and the blood and the soul of the business, like how do you hire and what do you look out for? And I know that's quite a generic question, right? And there's not one answer, but I think given what's also going on in the world at the moment, and we spoke off camera just now about how much support your team is giving the business and how everyone's kind of rallying together to make sure that day-to-day life is as normal as possible. Like, what are some key kind of fundamentals for you when hiring when it's such an early stage?
So first of all, I think that the talents and the people that we're joining are everything because this is our core team, our funding team, and these are the people who are the startup itself.
Mm.
We have three of us, Ariel, Yair, and myself, and all our core team, and that's how things are going to look like. That's how the customers are going to see the product. That's how everything is going to be built based on us, and that's the boots on the ground. That's the most basic thing that must happen. We have to bring the best talents. For us. I'm super proud of our team. We brought the best talents from A200 and the cyber defense unit. We took people out of Wiz, of Orca, of Ox Security, Axis, really the best companies, the best talents. And the way to bring them, sometimes I feel like when I interview some candidates and I tell them, if you join Aryon, you're going to earn half the salary you'll earn somewhere else. You're going to work 2 times as hard than somewhere else, but you're going to be part of creating a very big company and be part of a success story and learn a lot. And you'll be with us in the hard times and the good times. And I think that's what makes people want to join Arion. And on the other hand, we must be sure that they have the best time and they are involved. We tell them everything. We discuss with them. We debate with them. They are part of the company. And the first thing I say when I interview somebody is the first thing that if he joins Aryon, he must feel that he's part of Aryon and it's a company of his own. And if he doesn't feel like that and he thinks of it as a work, so he cannot get accepted because that's not what we need, at least for the beginning. So it's very hard to get accepted to Aryon. We have many challenges and a lot of interviews and you can ask the people who did get accepted that it took them a while and there are many of them who did not.
Yeah.
But we are really trying to build here some very special synergy. And I think that Wiz is an example. Wiz has, I think, for every developer, they have 3 or 4 sales guys or something like that, because their team of R&D is so strong, and that's the culture that we are developing here at Aryon.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like you said, it's a certain type of person, right? Or individual that's technically they could be the best person in the world, but culturally, if they're not right to come on the journey with you and almost live and breathe Arion every single day, then they're not going to be right. If they're here just for a paycheck or to earn, a certain amount of money or work an easy life, then early stage startup is not right. And that's obvious, right? But I always, yeah, I think it's always interesting, right? We work with tons of startups, tons of Israeli startups, and there is a certain type of profile of person that comes on board at early stage and just dives headfirst in. And it's not for everyone, right? And people try it and they don't like it and they never do it again. But the people that do it and have success with it understand the benefits and the fun you can have along the way. But it sounds like you've got an awesome team. So I appreciate the insight. Look, I appreciate you joining us today. We'll wrap up there. It's given a good insight into the business, and wish you guys all the best in your journey.